welcome in online series of machine design. Myself Namisha Goswami. In today's lecture, we will discuss about Petrov equation. Petrov equation is very important to find out coefficient of friction in shaft or in any type of equipments. So Petrov equation is basically, as I have said, this is used to find out coefficient of friction in basic journal bearing. In journal bearing, we use some in shaft, that portion of shaft which is inside of your bearing is known as your journal, right? So this type of in this type of bearing, or you can say that in journal bearing, generally we used different types of fluid, or you can use liquid to maintain that stability, right? So we use some lubricant. So that lubricant has some property of coefficient of friction, right? So that's you have to find out by using Petrov equation. So it is before deriving any type of equation, it is required to assume some assumptions. So first assumption is that the shaft is concentric, means the center of rotation of shaft is will be coincide with center of rotation of your bearing. Next, if shaft and second one is if shaft is not concentric. First case we will consider that shaft should be concentric with a center of shaft should be same as center of bearing, right? If this is not possible, for example, if shaft is not concentric, then coefficient of friction obtained from Petrov equation is also give the good results. So before starting derivation, we will consider that shaft of radius r, which is rotating inside of your bearing, having rotational speed of n. Okay, and we will provide some clearance between shaft and sleeve, and that is denoted by C. Okay, which is filled by oil, or we consider next assumption is that we consider that there is no leakage. Okay, so that is the that we will consider, right? So here this is you can see here in this diagram, this is your shaft, and here is your here given your shaft, right? And second, having radius of, you can see here in this diagram, the radius of shaft is r, and clearance is C, and length of shaft is n. And one more thing, here we consider that load act on this is W, right? So you can see here, this is your load acting on shaft is W. Next is your Newton's law of viscosity. When we use some lubricant, so we have to consider Newton's law of viscosity, because their shear stresses will be generated during the operation, right? So from what is Newton's law of viscosity? It states that shear stress generated is directly proportional to your shear strain, right? So shear stress, you can see here in this in this equation, shear stress is directly proportional to your shear strain. So shear strain is given by velocity and divided by your thickness. Okay. When we will remove here, proportionality constant, then here some constant, proportionality constant will come, and this is known as viscosity, or you can say that simple coefficient of viscosity, right? So what is U? Velocity. So velocity is equal to, so you can see here shear stress is equal to, when we will put the value of velocity, so velocity is equal to 2 pi r n by C. Here h we are considering thickness, so h is equal to C. So this will be pi dn actually. Okay, so at the place of d we will put 2r. So here this equation will come 2 pi rn divided by C. Okay, and what is the force? Force is equal to shear stress into area. Now what is area? Area is equal to pi dl. So here r pi dl, right? So again I have put it here value pi d is equal to 2r. So area will come here 2 pi rn, right? Next is what is the torque? Torque will be generated during the when shaft will be in motion, right? So torque is equal to force into radius. Okay. So now we will put the value of force. So force is equal to shear stress into area. Okay. So force is equal to shear stress into area, right? And torque is equal to force into R. So we will put all values. So you will get torque is equal to 4 pi square RQ and mu and by C. So this is the torque obtained due to viscosity of your fluid, right? Next, so I have denoted this equation is equation number 1. Second one is your torque due to load. Okay, so first equation we have obtained torque due to your Newton's law of viscosity, or you can say that due to viscosity of your lubricant, right? Second is torque due to your load W, right? So pressure on the projected area. So how you will obtain it? So what was the pressure? Pressure is equal to pressure on the projected area. So how you will find out pressure? So pressure is equal to whatever amount of load is applied divided by 2Rm. Okay. So it means projected area. So projected area is your D into L. So your pressure will become pressure is equal to load divided by 2Rm. So now what will be the value of load? So load is equal to P into 2R LP, right? And what is the torque? Torque due to load, okay, due to friction. So that is equal to frictional force. So what should be the frictional force? Frictional force is equal to whatever amount of load will be applied multiplied by your coefficient of friction. So by using this equation, you can find out frictional forces. Now what is the torque? Torque is equal to again force into radius, right? So what is the Fw? So Fw is W is equal to 2RLP. So we will put here this value F into 2RLP multiplied by R. So you will get 2R square FLP. Okay, so this is torque due to load, and we have first of all find out torque due to lubricant, okay, or due to viscosity. So now these two torques should be equal for in stable condition. Okay. So what should be the stability criteria? So in stability criteria, torque obtained due to or torque generated due to coefficient of friction should be equal to your torque generated or resisted due to your viscosity, right? So these two torques should be equal for in stability condition. So I have given here equation number 2. But ideal condition or for stability criteria, equation number 1 should be equal to equation number 2. So what was the equation number 1? Okay, so here equating equation 1 and 2. So equating 1 and 2 to find out coefficient of friction. So what was the equation number 1? Equation number 1, that torque obtained due to Newton's law of viscosity or due to viscosity simply. So torque was equal to 4 pi square RQ L mu and divided by C. Okay. So that is the value of torque which is obtained due to viscosity of fluid. Okay. Next is your torque obtained due to your frictional forces, right? So what was that? So it was torque is equal to FWR is equal to, when we will put the value of W, so we will get 2R square FLP. Okay. So for ideal condition, these two torques should be equal. Okay. So by equating that equation number 1, so this 4 pi square RQ L mu and divided by C should be equal to 2R square FLP, right? So when we will equate these two values, we will get coefficient of friction. So coefficient of friction in part of equation is equal to 2 pi square mu n divided by P multiplied by R by C. Okay. So we know, we have already discussed that bearing characteristics number. Okay. So mu n divided by P is known as bearing characteristics number and multiplied by R by C. So this is C by R is also known as diametric clearance ratio. That we have already discussed. Okay. So these all parameters are very important to find out Sommerfeld number Okay, and by using this parameter, we can find out whether bearing is operated in thick zone or in a stable zone, or whether it is in unstable zone. So by using these parameters, you can find out stability of bearing, right? So it was the Petrov equation. This is very important. Thank you. Keep watching.